Well, look, let's jump into it there. First of all, it was great when you were here in studio a year ago, and it's always great talking to you, and love to see your rise across so many media channels, and we'll talk about that. But you came out with an amazing video, I think it was October 8th or 9th, where you were saying from an intelligence perspective what either did or didn't happen in Israel. Was it an intelligence failure, or was it just them being outsmarted? And you just said now when we opened that it's hard for you sometimes to see what's about to happen and then actually see it happen. Is this something that you knew was going to happen? We've now heard articles coming out in the New York Times that the CIA knew about this a week before or days before. What was your whole read if we zoom out on this attack on the 7th?
So it's important to understand that Hamas has always been at odds with the Israeli government, right? The whole idea of the Palestinian plight, specifically in the Gaza Strip, that subjugation of the Palestinians is what formed Hamas. That's where it was born, right? It is a resistance group. It's not that different from what happened in the United States during the American Revolution, right? The oppression became so great that an organization was created to combat the oppression. That organization was Hamas. So it was never a matter of it was never a matter of if Hamas would attack. It was always a matter of when and how. And it's a question of when will they have the right combination of opportunity, timing, and funding, because one of the things that Hamas in Gaza doesn't have is any internal tax base. It can't create its own standing army. It can't create its own professional systems. It can barely keep its people alive. And that's the same thing happening in the West Bank. So when we look at the conflict that's happening right now between Israel and Palestine, it's not a fair fight. It's not even close to a fair fight. It's an oppressive force, the Israeli government, continuing to exert their oppression against the Palestinian people in the Gaza Strait, right? And it's frustrating and it's sad because we forget that it's even there, right? It's been happening for decades, and most of the time the rest of the world forgets that it's happening. But the Muslim world is very, very aware of it. It's just that most of our first world countries, our wealthy Western countries, are either anti-Islamic, like you see across Europe, or ambivalent to the plight of the Muslim, which is what you see in the United States and most of Canada. So to us, that conflict, we're blind to that conflict, but it's always been there. So was anyone able to predict what was going to happen on October 7th? I wouldn't say anyone could predict that it would happen on that day. But a big part of why it was so difficult to predict was because everyone knew something would happen at some point. We just didn't know if it would be October 7th or December 7th or, March 7th, 2024. It's one of those, it's like a pot that boils over. You see it boiling, you just never know when it's actually going to spill over the lip.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. Hey, it's Brian Rose, founder of the DeFi Academy. I've told you my 4-week crypto bootcamp is amazing, but don't take my word for it. This is what my students are saying.
The DeFi Academy was an amazing experience for me. It took me totally out of my comfort zone.
In this course, I was challenged, I was held accountable, and pushed to do things that honestly weren't always easy.
It's been phenomenal, and I can't believe we're already up on our 4 weeks. It has flown by.
Going through this DeFi accelerator, by far was one of the best courses I've taken.
You do this course, you really get into the nitty-gritty of the activities that will make you comfortable with decentralized finance.
Thank you so much to Brian and everyone at London Real and the DeFi Academy for even putting together an amazing course like this.
Anybody else that wants to do it, please sign up. It is well worth the money.